I was born and raised in India, and when I turned 19, I got to come to America, and that's kind of my professional life started. But before I came to America, I was very interested in technology, and that later became very useful in my career right now. First 2 years, I worked at the Dairy Queen and the regular job to kind of save money to start my business, but after 2 years, I quit those jobs to finally doing what I really love, which was using technology to solve problems, and I founded Voyager Industries. Voyager is an engineering company where we use drones and AI to work with energy, agriculture, and infrastructure companies to reduce their inspection costs. But when I first started company, being in this industry was very new, and this industry is very at the early stage. So a lot of people don't even knew how to use my services or the problem I was solving. So it was a huge learning curve. So when I was starting a business, a lot of people were just shutting me down, telling me no, and it was just very hard in the beginning to get the client to agree and for them to trust me that I can solve their problems. I wanted to come to America because I've seen a lot of movies when I was in India, and where they show huge buildings and fast cars and everyone's celebrity, everyone's kind of successful. So that's kind of perception I have before I came to America. And I always wanted to do good with my life, and I really thought I could find the opportunities there. Job market in India is crazy because we have 1 billion more people than here, and a lot of people are looking for new opportunities, but it's very hard to find there because how the system is set up. And I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad, but it's just different, and it is much easier to do that in America compared to India. So when I came here, I felt like, okay, I'm in the land of opportunity, and I don't think there is anything that's gonna stop me. So that was a big reason to come to America. When I was new here, I didn't know English, so I was trying to learn and trying to understand the culture at the same time, and trying to learn how I can do business here. So it was definitely very challenging. When I try to talk to people, they wouldn't understand exactly what I was trying to say. There was a huge communication gap, which I had to overcome, which I overcame by putting myself in very uncomfortable situation. I think everything I have right now is because I put myself in uncomfortable situation before. Because when I come to America, I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any money, so I had no other option. And by intentionally putting myself in those situations where I saw the opportunity to grow is the reason I was able to grow that much. So putting yourself in uncomfortable situation is very important for you for the growth, because once you are in a comfortable situation, you don't think of thriving. You just basically focusing on everything you have going on around you right now. But whenever you're in very uncomfortable situation and you don't have many options, your obstacle becomes your way. Education wasn't a priority for me because I wasn't a good student. I failed every subject since sixth grade and up. So I just knew education wasn't for me. But I was also very interested in self-education, learning things by myself. Not the traditional education that they teach in school, but the education that you really need in life, which is communication, talking to people, the people skill, business skills, those kind of things I was learning from other people, not from the school. But you learn about something from actually doing it rather than reading about it. So that's kind of the solution that I thought was appropriate for my situation, just doing it and then later on learn about it. First trying to get the first hands-on experience, and it's just a little different method than traditional learning, but actually just going in it and learning it, that's a much faster way for me. I came to America in 2015, and first 2 years, as I said before, I worked at the Dairy Queen and I worked at one warehouse. So in the morning I would work at restaurant, at night I would work at this warehouse. And I'm driving home from this night shift job like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm listening to this podcast. He said a very interesting story about Captain Cortez, how he was going to Aztec to get the treasure. I don't know exact story, but part of the story was when they were on the way there, they had only 500 people and the other army had 6 times or 10 times bigger the army that they had. But that time Cortez showed the courage, and the first thing he did was burn down all the ships. And he says, if we're going home in their ship. So either we conquer or die. And that's kind of the mindset that stuck with me since then. So no plan B, only plan A. And I kind of stick with it, and I quit my job, started the business. It was crazy advice just from a podcast, doing that from a podcast, but it worked out very well for me. I think a lot of business people get stuck in their current situation where they are because they clearly are solving the problem. They're clearly getting all the clients, clearly doing all the right thing that they're doing, but sometimes they feel stuck because they don't know why they are doing it. And I'm lucky enough to find out why I'm doing what I'm doing very early enough. I was on one of the recent project, and it was in California. The project was to inspect power line using drones so we can prevent fires. But before the project really got started and really pushed us to do those kind of things was the first city we went to, the entire city was burned down because of the recent fire just happened. You see burned down houses, burned down buildings, burned down entire hundreds and thousands of acres just burned down, and it just catastrophic to look at. And when we were inspecting poles, I stepped out of my truck, and then the picture became a lot of real to me. Then I could really feel it, like there used to be a city and it's burned down, and by doing the work I do, it could prevent that from happening. And that really pushes me. So when I came back, I reflected on that, and it kind of changed a lot of things for me in my business. Now I find why exactly the work I want to do, and really pushes me to do that. Before it was for me to, using drones to do inspection, do this all kind of cool stuff. But I want to create solutions that would protect our planet and serve our community. That's what I really want to do, because I saw the impact of it happening with the work we did. So that's why it's very important for me to do the work that's aligned with my purpose. I think when you're by yourself, there's only certain distance you can go. But if you're someone, you can go a lot further, because not only you're using 4 hands, but you're also using 2 brains, and 2 brains are always better than 4 hands. And that's why I decided to hire somebody who's very good at thinking on their own, and who can also think of the things that I do not think of. More people we have involved in it, the bigger impact we can do. And not only that, just in a business, there's only few things I could do by myself, and having an employee could really accelerate the things we do. For me, Lakeland is my home away from my home. When I moved to America, the first city I came to was Lakeland, and everyone just kind of accepted me here, and everyone been very friendly and very helpful along my entire journey. I could really feel that this is the place where I wanted to be. I got to work in 25 different states, been to every major city in America, but something about Lakeland, that people, that community, that they want to help you, it's very important to me, and that's why I want to stay in Lakeland. And I want to keep doing the things for Lakeland, and Lakeland's keep doing the things for me. So I love being here, and I think there's a lot of good things coming in Lakeland's way. I want to be part of that. So Lakeland I think it's the right place.